In today's lesson, you were asked to solve the problem 204 divided by 3 using the area model. However, I know some of you might not be super comfortable with this strategy, so today I'm going to also show you how to complete this problem using the partial quotients strategy. To solve this, you're going to create your big 7, which is our partial quotients box, partial box, whatever you want to call it. We always put our big number on the inside. We put our smaller number on the outside. Off to the side over here, I'm going to start thinking about multiplying. I'm going to think, what can I multiply 3 by to get really close to 204 without actually passing that number or being bigger than 204? So I'm going to think, if I start with 100, if I think 3 times 100, I know that might be a little too big because that gets me to 300, and I don't want to pass that number. If I go down to 10, that only gets me 3 times 10 is 30, and that's quite far away still. So I'm going to look for something in the middle. I'm going to start counting by tens. If I do 3 times 20, I would get 3 times 20 over here. I would get 60. That's still quite far from my 204. So then I could try, I think this time I'm going to try 3 times 40. I'm going to kind of go bump it up a little bit. And I know that would get me 120. So I'm getting a little bit closer, but I think I'm still going to jump ahead and do 3 times 60. And that gets me to 180. And I'm going to just try, that's really close. I'm going to try just one more. 3 times 70. And that gets me 210. So we can see that one is too big. So we want to take over here times 60. And that gets us 180. And then I'm going to have to do some subtraction. I'm going to start on the right side always. I'm going to do 4 minus 0, and I'm going to get 4. I can't do 0 minus 8, so I need to go to my neighbor. My neighbor is going to give me 1, so they're going to become a 1, and I'm going to become a 10. Now that I have enough, I can do 10 minus 8, and I get 2, and we know that 1 minus 1 is 0. I'm looking here, and I need to figure out 3 times what is going to get me to 24. If I know that over here 3 times 70 is 210, if I take off my zeros, I know that if I do one more, if I do times 8, I'm going to get 3 times 8 is 24. And when I subtract those, I get double 0 so that I know I am done multiplying. I need to come back over here to my 2 numbers I multiplied. I need to add them up to get 68 as my final answer.